Hello, and welcome to Building Leadership Community Podcast. I'm your host, Dora Mendez. I am the founder and CEO of Coach Dora LLC. Our guests will be entrepreneurs, small business owners, and community leaders that drive social impact. It can be lonely at the top, but it doesn't have to be. Hello, and welcome to Building Leadership Community Podcast. I'm your host, Dora Mendez. Thank you so much to all our listeners and viewers. It means the world to us that you return week after week to enjoy the insights and inspiration that we share with you with the leaders that we interview. I also want to, if you're new to the podcast, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Make sure you hit that button at the bottom of the screen with the little bell on it so you can get a notification and hit that subscribe button so that you get notified when new content comes up on our channel. So thank you again to all our listeners and viewers. We have a very special show tonight. I'm so grateful to all of you for listening, and especially because we're going to be talking about something very close to my heart. At its core, building leadership community is all about fostering authentic leadership and empowering professionals to build stronger and more engaged communities. Every episode dives into strategies, insights, and personal stories that help leaders navigate their leadership journey with confidence and purpose. This particular episode, before I welcome today's guest, Lore Barcelona, Executive Director of Sinergia Inc., I want to share a personal connection to this incredible organization. I'm proud to serve on the board of directors of Sinergia Inc., continuing a relationship that began years ago through its co-founder, Myrta Cuadra Lash. Myrta, now retired, was the former executive director. She still remains a mentor and a dear friend. And her daughter, Christine Cuadra, was my best friend. May she rest in peace. That bond made all the more meaningful when Myrta invited me to join the board as she was retiring to support Lore's leadership. It was an opportunity to give back in a way that truly mattered. Sinergia means synergy in Spanish, embodies the power of collaboration, supporting children with autism, developmental disabilities, individuals with traumatic brain injuries, and their families. Since 1977, Sinergia has championed underserved communities, providing services, service coordination, advocacy, parent support, housing resources to help families overcome barriers of poverty, discrimination, and lack of access to care. Sinergia is about empowerment, helping families become their strongest advocates, fostering inclusion, equity, and the future where every individual has the support they need to thrive. I want to welcome to the stage someone who's become a remarkable friend and just a really dynamic and amazing leader. Welcome to the stage, the Building Leadership Community stage, Lore Barcelona. Hi.
Hello. Thank you for having me, Coach Dora. I'm very pleased to be here.
We are so happy to have you here, Lore. We're so happy, especially for me. This means a lot for you to be here with us today.
Thank you very much.
Here at Building Leadership Community Podcast, we interview amazing leaders from diverse organizations, diverse backgrounds, different industries. And so we'd love to learn a little bit more about you. And for context, I'm going to just read a brief bio for our audience before I hand over the proverbial mic to you. So Lore Barcelona is a dedicated health educator and the executive director of Sinergia Inc., advocating for individuals with developmental disabilities in New York City for over 20 years. A certified personal outcome measure POM trainer with a master's degree in organizational leadership, she champions community driven strategies to improve health outcomes and social services. So I've talked a lot, and so I'm going to start it off so we can hear from you. Can you tell our audience and our viewers about your leadership story? What was your career trajectory?
Oh, goodness. You said a lot in the introduction. Um, well, I want to say out there that I'm a little nervous about this conversation, but I was looking forward to this opportunity, not only to talk about Sinergia, an organization that I've been working for, that is, I consider family for over 20 something years. Yes. Um, yeah, just for context, I was 5 years old when I started working there.
Yeah, that's right. And first of all, you don't work with, you lead this organization. You are executive director and you lead it with such style and grace. And I have to, obviously, these are interesting times for people working in healthcare services. So I want to just share with our audience and viewers, because this episode is being recorded in June 2025. Uh, but I want to share that the context of which is recording is not the greatest time to be working in healthcare and to be advocating for people with disabilities, which is unfortunate. Even though it's the law of the land to supply funding to children and their families with disabilities. Even though it's in the law, it's in our constitution, it's legal. There's a legal obligation to do so. It's not a friendly time for community organizations like Sineia, who are making a difference in the community for people with disabilities. So I just want to say you have been handling that with such grace and positivity. And I just want you to know that on behalf of the board and all of the families that we really appreciate your leadership.
Thank you very much. It's definitely not a good time to be in the healthcare or in the people serving area. It's very challenging right now. Synergia has faced tremendous difficulties for the past 2, 3 years. However, in the past few months, we've been very nervous. We don't know whether it is, prudent to advocate strongly or follow the mass or follow the small group of people who says this is not the way to go. So, but one thing we keep in mind is that if we don't do it, who else will? If we don't advocate for the needy, we don't advocate for the people with disabilities, if we don't continue to put ourselves in the community as an option for service, then what is it that we're going to have? 5 or 6 big organizations, they oftentimes cannot identify with the people and the community. I feel the Synergy identifies with the people that they serve very well. So I'm very happy to be having this conversation with all of you today.
Thank you for sharing that, Lori, because you are a small community-based organization in East Harlem here in New York, and I know
Mhm.
you service folks in the Bronx as well. Can you share a little bit about how you got to be the leader of this wonderful organization? Share a bit about your leadership story, your career trajectory.
Okay. How do I begin? Well, I can tell you I came to United States in 1992. Came to this country. I was young, and I wanted to serve people with disabilities. I got connections through a family member who connected me actually to Myrta Cuadra Lash and said, we have a young nurse coming from Honduras, and she probably can work and help teach skills to the individuals in their program. I came in, I didn't speak no English. If you're having hard time understanding me now, let alone 20 something years ago. But I was driven. I wanted to help people. I understood what was needed to make the day to day activities of a person with disabilities more meaningful. So we started a day program. We started a recreational program. I enjoyed that part very much. Singing, dancing. We were also teaching health skills, proper hand washing, basic adult daily living skills. This is how I began in Sinergia. Little by little, I kept working my way, I guess, to different positions. I wouldn't say better positions, different positions. And there were challenges throughout, but I kept positive because my idea was still to serve people with disabilities. This is how I now became the executive director, which is what 2 3 years ago. Yes.
So how many total? So you started there, and then obviously you got your degrees. You were in
Yes.
different roles. You got your master's degree. You got your bachelor's degree. You got your master in English.
Yes.
So I want to lift that up because
Yes.
learning a second language and then going to higher education in a second language is means just means your mind is so nimble, and brilliant. I always want to lift up what a skill it is to speak more than one language. And so you learned English, and then you went and you got your college degree and your master's degree, all while working in different roles.
And so that here.
Yeah, and moving up and moving up, and then about 2 3 years ago, you took over for and because you have been working there so many different roles and you knew all the programs inside and out. um can you so how many total years is that?
Oh God, Dora, you really want to display my years here. I'm going to tell you. Let me just highlight the fact that I also speak another language. And we consider it language, apart from Spanish, which was my second language. I speak a mother tongue, which is Garifuna. I'm a Garifuna woman from Honduras. My mother, when I grew up, the first language I learned was Garifuna. And then when I became kindergarten age, I went to school and then I learned Spanish. So in total, I speak three languages. I'm very proud of the fact that, you know, um, I can communicate with my mom. And I still am able, thank God, to communicate with her in our mother tongue. So yes, it took me a while. Each one of those positions, challenging as they were, I think the one that I can tell you I enjoyed the most, it was working in the day habilitation program. From starting as a DSP, which is direct care professional, to then becoming the director of day hub. I was able to witness the changes that each individual, who most of them have aged with me, but I was able to see the changes that they were able to accomplish. Like having a person that comes in and is not able to travel by themselves, to having them traveling independently in New York City. You know, that's a challenge. The
Yeah.
moment you enter a bus or a train in New York City, prepare for an adventure. So if you have a disability, is more challenging, right? But it's also a wonderful achievement. So I think working as a day hub was my best years, I will say.
So what? Well, your best years are yet to come.
Okay.
But I want to share what I love about what you said was what's magical about Sinehia and why community-based organizations that provide human services is so important is that you provide it across the lifespan of
Yes.
the child. So you start with children and then they grow up in and you support them throughout their lifespan. And that is what makes Sinea so special.
Yes, definitely. Definitely. We work with children. Right now we have a program which is geared for children with autism. We're working not only with the child to ensure that he or she is evaluated properly to see what services they can provide. We also have the ability to work with the parents and get them prepared to advocate in the school system for their children. Having empowering a parent is the best thing that you can do, because then you're influencing the life of that child ongoingly, because that parent is the person that will be there. This is where we talk about the synergy, as you was mentioning before, which is a connection. Our connection, we believe it is the organization and the parents or the person receiving services.
Thank you for sharing that. So you, I love that you shared a little bit about your heritage in Honduras.
Mhm.
I love that, and that you're trilingual. Can you, if you were to give yourself, we ask all our guests um, to share, what advice would they give their younger self? Or the next or what advice would you give the next generation of leaders?
I can do both. And I'm going to tell you that talking to my younger self, I think I will tell my younger self, take it easy, don't be so anxious. It will be okay. I will say pace yourself. I think I had been through challenges. The fact that I went to school in Honduras in a Maria Montessori school, which was I was the only little black girl in the whole school, and I didn't know. I didn't know that I was the only black girl. I was a overachiever, but I was always anxious, trying to do the next best thing, impress, I guess, my mother and everybody else. And I think I would tell my younger self, relax a little bit, enjoy, pace yourself through it. And to
That's
the
great
future
advice.
generations, to the future generations, the same thing. Pace yourself through it. Pace yourself through everything that you put yourself. Um, I will say, love yourself. Be kind to yourself, because I think we're missing a lot of that. We constantly competing with somebody else, either for things that are in the social media, or what people are expecting, or what we're not meeting. So to the future leaders, I will say, pace yourself while you're doing good for yourself and others.
I love this. Be kind to yourself. Give yourself some grace. And I feel like that lends itself to like being in the moment,
Yes.
like be more present in the moment. I think that's great advice. Be more present in the moment. And
Yes.
it's good advice not only to your younger self, but also to yourself now, because you mentioned how nervous you were about being here. There's no reason.
Oh
But
God.
you're doing great. I love any opportunity to support you and highlight you as a leader. But because I get from you just grace and calm through really turbulent times. And I think that people look to leaders on how to react. And you have just been really graceful, and you've tuned out all the noise while being very realistic about the challenges. So I just want to thank you for your leadership and sort of being that steady a ship during these very hectic times.
Thank you. Thank you.
So
Thank you, Dora. You see me with love and kind. That's why you're saying all those things. It's been challenging, and just I think the preparation for the whole process is what makes me anxious. But yeah, once I'm in the moment, the output is what I intend. So thank you very much for your kind words.
you deserve it. They're all true. So can you share with our audience and our listeners how they can be in touch with you, how they can learn more about Synergia and learn more about you?
Definitely. Sinergiany.org is our website. Um, they can contact us. We are located in East Harlem in 2082 Lexington Avenue on the fourth floor. You can come in anytime. We have an open door policy. We believe that in order to serve the community, you got to be in the community. You have to work with people. You have to let people feel welcome. In Synergia, everyone is welcome. And you can come in anytime. This is how you can get in touch with me. You can also email me any concerns or any way that I can participate in other events in order to assist our mission and vision in Synergia. I'm all open for it.
So thank you for that. You also have a great Facebook group, and you have a really wonderful team that helps
Yes.
organize it. So you can also find Synergia on Facebook. They put so many pictures of their programs, graduations, gatherings, milestones
Yes.
of the program participants. I just love seeing, especially the graduations. So there's just such great. It really is, like you said, like a family. It's a lot of love there. So thank you. I want to thank all our listeners and viewers again. Lori, I want to thank you so much. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe here at the Building Leadership Community Podcast. Thank you so much. You've been listening to Building Leadership Community. Watch on YouTube at Coach Dora and listen wherever you get your podcasts. Follow me on LinkedIn, Instagram, and YouTube at Coach Dora and visit me on the web at CoachDoraMendez.com. Hosted by me, Dora Mendez. Produced by Dora Mendez and Dylan Rogers. Graphics, editing, and sound mixing by Dylan Rogers.